What's up, everybody? My name is Vincent. Welcome to Cryptolution, where we talk about everything under the moon, the crypto universe. Today is Friday, January 12th. In today's video, I want to specifically talk about possible ETFs that could be on the horizon. Now, over the past 48 hours, the Bitcoin spot ETF has brought in billions upon billions of dollars into its actual fund. So now clients within these hedge funds and institutions now have exposure to Bitcoin. And that obviously has affected the Bitcoin price to the upside. We used to see that price of Bitcoin around $15,000 to $20,000, now even up to $43,000. But in today's video, I want to talk about two altcoins that could potentially have an ETF. One is Ethereum, and the next one, second, is Solana. Why could these two possibly have an ETF in the future? Well, don't worry. I'm going to explain it all for you very easily in this video. I'm going to share with you my perspective, and then at the end of the video, I'm going to share with you my conclusion and statement regarding these ETFs if they are to come in the near future. So with that said, you need to smash that like button, subscribe to this channel, don't forget to join our Patreon page, and most importantly, please be careful with any of the scammers down in the comments below. I will never reach out via WhatsApp, Telegram, direct message, or email, so please be careful and invest safely. So guys and girls, let's get right into it. So with Bitcoin, when the announcement of BlackRock was filing for a potential spot ETF application, it was right around here, between $15,000 to $20,000. Once that happened, we started seeing all these other applicants such as VanEck, WisdomTree, Franklin, ARK Invest, and so much more. These 11 applicants filed shortly after that, including Grayscale. Now, with that price volatility, we ended up seeing that this price went up all the way to $43,000 just because of the whole ETF news. Now, if we look at this, we can see that gold, when it passed its ETF, we saw a huge rise over the past few years following the ETF grant that had been passed. So Bitcoin could follow this trend absolutely, and there's no doubt about it, because there's only a scarce supply. Now let's talk about these new ETFs that could happen. The first one I want to talk about is Ethereum. Now, why is this important to talk about today? Well, on CNBC, they interviewed Larry Fink, who is the CEO of BlackRock. And the interviewer said, "Do you think Gary Gensler will have to approve an Ethereum ETF?" Larry replies, "I see value in having an Ethereum ETF." Now, BlackRock's history and their track record in terms of ETF approvals with the SEC is 576 to 1, meaning that there's only one application denied. And now it's 576 when it used to be 575, but now with Bitcoin being passed, now it's 576. So when can the Ethereum ETF be approved? Well, it can actually happen by May of this year. If you don't know, back in December of 2023, we saw that the SEC denied an Ethereum ETF application. That means they have until May to decide if they're going to reject or accept it. The same track record as Bitcoin, the same pathway as the Bitcoin spot ETF. It's the same process. Now, why is this important? Well, it's because right now you can trade an Ethereum futures ETF. And just like Bitcoin, Bitcoin had a Bitcoin's futures ETF that the SEC had approved and allowed institutional traders and even retail traders to buy into. But you can't have a futures ETF without having a spot ETF. So now they're kind of forced to do the exact same thing what they did with Bitcoin to Ethereum. Now they have to, at some point or another, approve Ethereum spot ETF, and the latest that they can do it is by May. So if you look at the price of Ethereum right now, you can see that because we saw the Bitcoin spot ETF be granted to the public to trade, now the price of Ethereum has literally jumped around $2,200 to around almost close to $2,600, even $2,700 over the past 24 hours. How crazy is that? So really, Ethereum, I think, is undervalued. Why? Because the market cap is only $309 billion. You may think like that's a lot of money. It is a lot of money. But if you think around Bitcoin, Bitcoin's almost close to $1 trillion. So right now, Ethereum has a lot of leeway to reach up to that point because it is the second cryptocurrency to come after Bitcoin. It is the first layer one solution, and it is a ton of capital and a ton of exposure across the world. It's one of the godfathers of layer one solutions. Now, let's not waste any time. Maybe you don't want to buy an Ethereum ETF. Well, guess what? Maybe there will be a Solana ETF. Solana is a layer one solution as well. It's a layer one blockchain. It came out after Ethereum, But the thing is, Solana has experienced the most growth over the past 3 years. It's fairly new and young, but it has an amazing ecosystem because they have fast transactions, very cheap transaction fees are literally micro pennies, and they have an NFT marketplace, amazing DEXs, TVL, great volume. You can see that right now, Solana is primed to be one of the top layer 1 solutions in this bull run. And you've seen the price of Solana do really well. I'm going to share that with you in a little bit. So let's talk about who's actually exposed to Solana and what they could potentially do to push this ETF for Solana. Grayscale, as you know, just converted their GPTC into an ETF. So far, it's done really well. They own over 600,000 Bitcoin, which is absolutely crazy. But they also started a trust for Solana. So there are institutional investors and possibly retail investors or high net worth individuals who have exposure to the Solana trust with Grayscale. Now that Grayscale has a nice footing with Bitcoin, you can imagine that they were going to have the same thing for Solana. So let's go and look at another person, VanEck. VanEck is another applicant that filed for a spot Bitcoin ETF that also passed and is available to buy right now. They have something called a Solana ETN. Now, what is a Solana ETN? Well, this is also available for high net worth individuals. But if you go over here, this is what an ETN is. So basically, it's an exchange traded note, are types of unsecured debt securities that track an underlying index of securities and trade on a major exchange like a stock. ETNs are similar to bonds, but do not have interest payments. Instead, the price of ETNs fluctuate like stocks. So basically, if there is going to be a Solana ETF being passed in the future, I could see them converting their ETNs into an ETF, if that makes sense. That's why I think there's a very prominent chance that this could actually happen. So right now, the market cap for Solana is around $41 billion. Now, this is actually quite low. If you look at the market cap of its previous all-time high, it used to have a market cap around $70 billion. So it could definitely get up there. But I think that right now, Solana is one of the biggest threats to Ethereum because gas fees on Ethereum are pretty freaking expensive. Solana is one of those competitors that can catch up. Solana is a growing society, it's a growing community, it's a growing blockchain. Developers from all walks of life, when it comes to gaming, when it comes to technology, they flock to Solana because it's so affordable for their consumers to buy into it and also very cheap for developers to grow their business with it. So right now, I definitely think that if there is going to be a Solana ETF in the future, we're going to definitely surpass $240, which was close to its all-time high price, around $250 to $260. So that's why it's really important to pay attention to both Ethereum and Solana. Because as a conclusion and statement, if you think about it, I think Ethereum, because it has what they call EIP 1559, what makes Ethereum deflationary, because right now it's inflationary. We're seeing more tokens created of Ethereum. But EIP 1559 makes it deflationary if we produce enough coins, enough gas fees, enough for the miners to produce. This could actually become a scarce asset in the future, but nothing is said yet. But with that said, we also have Solana. Again, Solana, being that top layer 1 blockchain, can flip BNB and even flip Tether. It actually used to be number 3 in total cryptocurrency coin market cap way back in 2021. So we have a lot of opportunity here with these two different entities, Ethereum and Solana. But I want to hear your thoughts down below, how you feel about Ethereum and Solana and their ETFs. Which one could potentially pass sooner? And also, are they undervalued at the very moment? Do you see more upside to these different tokens for these different layer 1 blockchains? Well, leaving your comments down below allow other people to understand how they should better situate their funds and their investments so they can make the best investment decisions for themselves. So with that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope that this informational has been educational and informative for you. But if you want to stay up to date on all the news on a timely basis, you have to smash the like button and most importantly, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to join our Patreon page to receive all of our alpha calls on our personal trades for both NFTs, cryptocurrencies, and layer 1 blockchains such as Ethereum and Solana. Till then, see you guys and girls next time.